Welcome back to Apex Alchemy. We acquired a couple of new Spydercos or old Spydercos in our collection we traded into from PNW Fun Stuff. And just going to talk about one of those Spydercos in this video right here. This is the Endura. It's stranger than no one, I'm sure. You know, if you're a Spyderco fan, I'm sure this one's very familiar to you. This one is in VG10. It's built like the lightweight. May be exactly what it's called. It's Seki City, Japan. About 8 3/4 inches, or roughly. It's a little over 8.5 inches overall. The knife weighs identically the amount as was 3.7 ounces. Let's see if we'll. All right, we're still on ounces. It's 3.7 ounces. All right, we'll put a PM2 up here. This PM2 is not a lightweight. It's in G10, but it's 3.7 ounces as well. Specifically, that's the DLT exclusive and S90V. But I don't know. You know, like I do kind of like this knife. I think it'll be a good beater knife, you know, type thing. I like the way it fits in hand. You know, I like the blade, even though the weight is very similar to the PM2. The blade, you get a little bit more. You know, you just get a little bit more blade length. But it's got that partially serrated edge. Most people don't like that. I think that most people probably don't like to sharpen that, but like serrations just don't go dull as often as. You don't want to talk about edge retention. If you're really an edge retention fanboy, you'd probably consider having a full serrated blade, you know, because those things just, man,
yeah, they stay sharp.
You can use them forever. I'm talking about cut through cisco rope and all that stuff. It's just these things are monsters, you know, when they're done correctly. And once you get a good edge on a serration, and most of them are like chisel grind serrations. So I think they call this a Spidey edge, where you get like half of a plain edge and half of a serrated edge. But yeah, the Endura, man. It's the Endura 4, I guess, to be exact.
Yeah.
And it's got that FRN reverse grip plastic handles, and or is it reverse? Not reverse grip. What do they call it? The biotractional. I was something or bitractional. I can't remember, but it's
bidirectional.
Bidirectional. There you go. Bidirectional FRN grips. I like it, man. And then like the lock back, very easy to use. You know, like you push it, it falls. You can Spidey flick it now. This knife particularly, I've been messing with the body screws and the pivot, trying to get the blade to line up, but you can see that it's way over to the left. Hopefully you can see that. And we are recording this with regular video quality instead of the higher video quality to see. We're going to run a test. If it's bad, we'll re-record it later and remove this video or whatever and re-record it with a higher video quality. And the reason why is because I can't tell much of a difference except for the upload times. You know, like if there's enough of a difference, then like I said, we'll re-record it. But just the Endura seems to be in that family. Oh, by the way, this knife doesn't have any body holes. It's kind of like it's built like an integral. Or integral.
Integral.
Yeah, yeah. I always say it wrong. But it's much heavier. You know, it's got a hollow grind, all that stuff. But like, there is no need to adjust the body. Like, you don't even have a pivot. You don't have a pivot screw. You got four-way positional pocket clip, so you can carry it any kind of way you want to. Lock back as well. Excellent action. Both of these are in VG10, but like, you can't adjust anything, and you don't have to. You know, like you don't, like it's solid as a rock. Stainless, you know, that one's stainless steel. But the Endura, the Endella, and the Delica, I believe, are all in like the same family. of Spyderco knives, which the Endura and the Delica, or the Delica is much smaller than the Endura, and then they got one in between called the Endella. Like that's supposed to be the halfway point or whatever.
Yeah. Small, medium, large.
So the blade length on this thing is like 3.75 inches. The cutting edge is 3.4 inches. The overall length is 8.75. Closed length is 5 inches. The steel is BG10. Weight says 3.6 ounces. I'm getting 3.7. It's made in Japan. Man, I think it'd be a great work knife.
Tip down, left or right.
I've never carried one. I'll change that. I'll carry this one. But I've never had a problem with VG10. A lot of people don't like VG10. I've never had an experience with Spyderco's VG10, so I can attest to it. But what I can say is the knives that I've had in the past in VG10 have all served me very well. But for the jobs that I do, I don't have a problem with VG10 at all. So I'm excited to have this one in the collection, and we'll see how it carries. Just laying down, they don't look as like the sizes is as pronounced as when we stand them up next to each other. Is that all in frame?
Maybe. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, but when you lay them down, line them both up butt to butt. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like the size is similar. Put that one back out there.
That one you can see a difference.
Yeah, that one you can see a difference. And
sorry, y'all.
Just to throw that out there, that's the 4MAX, and the police is almost as long as that 4MAX.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think the triad lock has gotten me a little less weird about lockbacks. It's like you get used to carrying those triad locks, then I don't know. I'm okay with the
I'm still
lockbacks.
Not a fan.
It's all we used to have, man.
It's not all I used to have.
Nah, you come in late. But like this knife, we'll be doing a video on it as well.
I can't close that thing.
I have difficulties closing this thing. I got weak thumbs or something. But this is it looks like a buck 110, but it's a buck 560. It's Mark C, meaning it was a 1995 model. This was part of the trade as well. So that we'll definitely have a video on that. But this was a very lightweight version of a 110 with titanium scales, and of course, you can't make any adjustments. There's no body screws, no pivot screws, nothing like that. So there's a lot of people that do mods on those knives. But anyway, man, the Endella or the Endura, there's just a lot of people like Lacey and Nick. Both of those individuals like carry these knives religiously. So like, you don't have any excuse, Courtney, to not fall in love with this knife.
Except for a lot back.
No. Lacey can carry it.
I can close this one. I just don't prefer that lock and unlock system. I think it's kind of crazy. Got to readjust everything to get your thumb somewhere to push a button and hope the blade don't fall on your finger.
These lockbacks ain't bad. Like these are nowhere near as tough as a triad.
I can do those.
Yeah.
But still not a fan.
Well, I don't know if I'm a fan yet or not. I have been curious about the Endura model. I never pulled the trigger. I like, to be honest, I think it's always been the lockback. I remember like having a Delica in my cart one time, and I was like, I don't want to go back to a lockback. I like the compression lock. And I think it would be really cool to they're coming out with the military, or they may have already released it, but there's a military model that like the paramilitary too was based off of like the old military.
Yeah.
And it's a big knife. It's longer than the police, I believe, or it's right there with it.
Yeah.
But it's that knife is It used to be a lock back, but now we're making it a compression lock. So like that's kind of exciting. But yeah, the action on the newer knives is way it's way better.
They've
But
made improvements over the years.
thought it was kind of hot though. Like I was like, I don't have like I've got all these screws, mess around with it for an hour, and I can't get that blade centering any better. But if you don't have any screws to play with, which I'm not, like it's not a concerning factor. Like as for one, this is I consider it to be a budget knife. Like so it's not really a huge deal. Like
right.
But it's also not. I don't think it's scraping either. It's just over to the left. But yeah, it's not really scraping, so it's not a huge deal. We'll work it. Anything else that we need to mention about this knife?
I think you about got it all.
If you guys have any questions or anything, leave them below.
Or any ideas on how to fix the centering.
Oh, there'll be tons of advice on that. I guarantee it. These lightweights, like there's, it's a lot of times it's a play with it, like
Gotcha.
until you get it right type thing. But yeah, man, I'm excited to check it out. Sorry, I don't have any user feedback because I'd be lying to you. I haven't used it, so I'm gonna have to leave that portion out. This is just like a first impressions because I believe this is the first Endura that I've actually held. Like I don't even think I've ever played with one in the store before. So future video coming up, we'll let you know how it goes. I will carry it for a little while, see what's going on with it. I'm actually looking forward to it, and there will be a full video on the police as well. So until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.